Sports Limelight. Greetings, Drew.
Good evening, Bill. How are you today?
Just fine. How are you?
Very good. It's been a while.
It sure has. We haven't done live sports in a while. And Drew, what do Willie McCovey, Kurt Flood, Fred the Hammer Williamson, and this episode of Sports Limelight have in common?
They're all amazing.
That's also true, although I was going to say they're all 75. This is our 75th episode.
Wow, 750 shows. That's pretty amazing.
Glad to keep it going. Side note, it's also Ron Jeremy's birthday today, but he's only 60.
Oh, okay. He's still flourishing in his career there?
You know, I'm glad you asked. I just did a little research on that. He had some health problems recently, but he was just cleared to resume performing.
Wow, performing. That's pretty good, man.
Yep, good for him. And also, Barbara Feldon is 80 today. Did you ever watch Get Smart?
You know, I never did, but I know of the show and I know of the characters.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it, knowing your sense of humor and, you know, the wordplay is a big part.
Just now getting into the show Cheers.
I love that.
I've never seen an episode, and I'm starting on season 1, so it's pretty funny.
Oh, fascinating. So you're starting from the beginning, just kind of working through on Netflix or something, I assume?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's great. I hope to join you, actually. That's been on my list to go back and watch, along with Married with Children, watch the entire series of Cheers.
You know, I heard, not to get too off sports here, but Married with Children might have a comeback.
Really?
I just saw a picture in some sort of link on Facebook, so it could be an absolute farce. But
it could
perhaps,
be.
Just because it's on there might give it hope.
That's true. It's not totally unprecedented. Beavis and Butthead came back, although that's a cartoon, so, you know, it's a little more challenging with actors that have aged 20 years.
Right. Maybe it's Married with Children.
That could Married with Grandchildren now, that would be, right?
Awesome.
So we do have sports topics today. You want to lead off with the Bills?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, Bill, but the QB that I have highly defended has been released, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You have defended him in the past. We talked when he signed his big contract extension in towards the end of 2011, I think. What do you think of this move? Is this a sign of an aimless organization or a smart move for not putting any more resources into something that isn't working or, you know, chasing your mistakes?
You know, I think it's going to be the latter. I think this is going to be an ultimately good move. It's a good move now. We'll see what the Bills do here moving forward with the draft, if they might select a QB, you know, early first round or whenever they get their pick. Sources say that if Geno Smith falls to the 8th pick, the Bills will get him.
Geno Smith, I don't know much about him.
He is a kind of a Michael Vick type player. He has, you know, like 3,000 yards rushing and passing. He's kind of a dual threat from West Virginia, so could be an interesting new look for the Bills if they get him.
Yeah, with the success of the running quarterbacks in recent years, this is a good time to, you know, be welcoming to Geno Smith.
I agree, and if they can't get him, they might get, you know, some maybe older, you're not older, but kind of a veteran quarterback or somebody in the league already, possibly Matt Flynn. I hear Greg Jennings might be interested if that happens.
David Carr also available. He's looking for offers, looking for a better opportunity to play than backing up Eli Manning. Former first-round pick, number 1 overall pick, Drew. Come on, you want him.
Oh, man, I'll take him. All number 1 picks end up doing good.
I don't know of any examples to the contrary.
Well, speaking of Eli Manning and the Giants, I hear you guys have released some kind of big names, popular names.
Ahmad Bradshaw's still out there. Chris Canty has signed with Baltimore, and Martellus Bennett with Chicago.
Wow, I was surprised with Canty there. That's kind of a big role to fill.
It is. They filled it with Cullen Jenkins, and it seems like a lateral move. Jenkins got 3 years for $8 million. He and Canty are about the same age. I expect about the same level of play from them.
Right.
So, you know, in Reese, I trust.
Well, Justin Tuck, according to ESPN, thinks this is a good move.
Okay, that's good. I'll take Tuck's word for it, too.
So what do the Giants do to replace Bradshaw, or do they do anything?
I think they don't do anything for running backs. They gave that restricted free agent tender to Andre Brown, where if a team signs him, the Giants get a second round pick if the Giants don't match. And then David Wilson is there. They finally started to play him more towards the end of the year, and he really responded. So I think that'll be a good backfield next year.
Nice. And is Ryan Terrain still in the mix?
He was re-signed today, as a matter of fact. He's still in the mix there. I don't know if this guarantees that he'll make the team, but he'll be in camp for sure.
Going to Martellus Bennett here. He was on my fantasy team, and he did quite well.
He had a career year. Yep.
Yeah. Now, is that Eli's fault? Is that the Giants' fault? What's up with that?
Well, sadly that's kind of the deal with the Giants. They don't seem to have the same starting tight end year to year, so they'll have to kind of find another guy. But it does seem like Eli Manning can have success with just about any capable starting tight end. You know, it was Ballard 2 years ago, and then Kevin Boss the year before. So I think they'll find someone, whether it's someone in-house or someone out of house.
Well, I think either way, I'm confidently going to pick another tight end for the Giants in my fantasy team.
I think you can do that. Once you get past the run of the sure thing ones, you could do a lot worse than whoever ends up starting for the Giants.
Yeah, so I heard that you guys got Aaron Ross back.
They did. Aaron Ross, after a year in Jacksonville, cut by the Jaguars, so re-signed with the terms didn't come out yet, but I assume it's kind of a veteran minimum type deal.
Hopefully that will reignite your defensive back personnel.
I saw a funny comment on NJ.com today. One of the commenters on the article, Ross might be one of the few people who knows what's going on in Perry Fewell's defense. So do you want to talk NBA? I can't believe I'm saying this.
It's been a while since we've discussed anything, but anything surprise you at all or disappoint you in the NBA?
Well, I just found it funny that looking at the standings today, that lo and behold, the LA Lakers are tied for the 8th seed. And the reason I found that funny is because after over 4 months of teeth gnashing of, the Lakers, are they in trouble, this is a reminder that the NBA regular season is just about meaningless. The Lakers will be in the playoffs, and when mid-April or whenever it is, and it's like the regular season didn't need to happen.
Yeah, I agree. The good teams will make it, whether they start slow or end slow. They're still going to make it. It just depends on the 3 months of playoffs. That's when you need to be good.
That's right. All the good teams will make it, and some bad teams, because 16 teams make the playoffs in the NBA. You're not left with only good teams until month number 2, I would say, of those 3 months.
Yeah. Well, the one good thing that I like about these playoffs so far, these standings, is that every team that will make the playoffs looks to be over 500.
Well, that's encouraging. A lot of years you don't get that.
Yeah, but Miami's on a roll. Who knows? I mean, they might be peaking too early. San Antonio is going to get the best record in the NBA every year and now make the finals. I'm hoping for an Oklahoma City LA Clippers final in the West and Miami New York. I think that'd be a cool rivalry back in the oldies.
Is there any way you think the Heat do not make the finals?
Well, they'll play Milwaukee the first round and then either Brooklyn or Chicago. So, if D Rose gets back in time, that could be an interesting second round.
Derrick Rose is one player that's taking longer than expected coming back from a torn ACL. You almost get spoiled these days with how good doctors are with, he's back in 8 months, better than ever. But for once, kind of, lingering, he's having trouble, I think, with his hamstrings too. Yeah, we'll see. Time is running thin for the Bulls to get together and gel in time.
I agree. I think the dark horse that nobody seems to think about is the Indiana Pacers.
I would love to see the Pacers succeed. I think I've said on this show, if I was going to root for an NBA team, it would be the Pacers, and I would be a lot more interested in the NBA if the Pacers were winning in the playoffs.
Well, they had the second best home record next to Miami, so if they meet in the finals, if Indiana can steal a road win, it's going to be a close one.
From your lips to God's ears. Well, while we're on basketball, how about a congratulations to Matt on his first fantasy basketball championship in the Buddy League?
Man, that is pretty awesome to hear. I read the emails and how close the finals was, and I was actually looking at Monta Ellis's box score that final day.
Yeah, I think at least three of us then were watching in real time the scoreboard there to see if Ellis would put Matt over the top to defeat Nick.
Yeah, it was exciting. Unfortunately, I couldn't participate in the final 2 months of it, but I'm glad it was exciting, and hopefully we'll all get together again next year.
I would love that.
Yeah, and Mike, I can't wait for you to get the first pick again.
What were the odds on him winning 6 straight lotteries? He's won the lottery 5 straight times with at least 6 people in it every time. So I think the odds, you multiply 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Pretty astronomical what he's done. Pretty shady, if you ask me.
Dude, that's why we call him that.
Even though I was the one conducting the lottery, he's that shady that he can still make himself win.
He's one of those go-getters, man.
Sports Limelight, episode 75. Thank you, as always, for being with us. We will talk to you next time.
Happy birthday, Ron Jeremy.